Hello. There's no one here yet. Hopefully someone will show up. So in this show, I thought what I would do is just do my the stuff I've sourced for last week, why I've sourced it, and what I think they're worth, and if I would, what I just think about that particular object or those sorts of objects, the negatives and the positives about them. And we'll see how that goes. Now, the first things I have is going to be Jadeite. Now, when you're in the thrift store and you see that you see this color, this kind of green. This is the one I actually picked up from this week, and it's Fire King. You can see that, Fire King. If you see this color, go and check it out, because I have sold these in groups of 4 for 120, I think. It also depends on the different types of handles they have, and so you want to look up the handle as well. This is a good example of something I missed, which I thought was in good condition. And I actually missed, see the little marks there? It's not really out, but so that lowers a lot of the value. This one here is the one I picked up this week. And you can see it's kind of rough, but I picked it up anyways. If this and everything I'm going to be talking about will be in American dollars. So, hey, Chris. Hopefully this is showing. If you see me, let me know. So these, what I'll be talking about is basically what I paid in Canadian and what I think I could get in American. If this was in good shape, this would sell for about 40 to 50 US plus shipping. And the nice thing about bowls and stuff like that is it's fairly easy to do. You just take pictures. It's not going to break as easily as you might think. And okay, great, thanks, Chris. And so any Jadeite I would definitely pick up. This one I'm going to get less for because it's quite rough, but I'll probably still get about 25 or 30. And I think I paid 5 or 6 for this. But if you ever see this color, Chris, go grab it. It's probably worth picking up. So the next thing I wanted to show is I went to an estate sale, and estate sales I'm still kind of learning because they're quite different. I think you'd agree, Chris. I don't know if you've been to an estate sale yet, but at the estate sales, I tend to pay, I grab a bunch of stuff in a bag, and then just they'll give me a price for everything. And in this case, I picked up one of these. And usually everything I look up the value for, but for the estate sales with that bag, I kind of feel like it will take too long to do. No flies in here until right now. But anyways, and this is for hearing aids. And this one should get about $30 US plus shipping, which isn't a ton of money, but I should net 15. And I paid 5 for that, and that includes the net. Any hearing aid stuff I find, hey Mo, hey, look at that, cool. So hearing aid stuff is pretty good. So the rest of the stuff will all be from thrift stores, and Mo's my competition. So this next thing here is new in box, and these are Zip Zaps. I have sold these before. I'm not quite sure if I'll say this one is new because it might have been opened. So I might say open box because I don't think it was actually used. And this I would have paid $3 or $4 for. And this should go for about $25 plus shipping US. And the nice thing about the new box stuff is it's really easy to take the pictures. You don't have to test anything. You put in a poly mailer. It's light. So it'll only cost you about $5 or $6 to send to United States, and it sells well. And I have sold not quite this one, but a different one in the past. So the next thing I wanted to show, if there's any questions, please let me know, or any comments or disagreements that are even better. So the next thing I wanted to show was film cameras. And a lot of people don't realize that these might have value. These are the these are film cameras. And I bought this one for $7. And I just do very basic testing with these. I don't actually develop the film. But what I say is they can return it if there's an issue. And this one here will actually go for about $50 to $80 plus shipping US. So, you know, from that $7 to that is really good. And I've sold not this particular one, but many different ones. I find if it says zoom, they're probably not worth it, but it's still worth checking. And you actually we'll see film cameras, which is nice about this BOLO. So the next one I have is teacups. So I picked this one up today. This is a Paragon. There we go. And teacups, and this is what I paid, $8. And teacups are a little difficult because I'm still learning them, and often you'll get an idea of how much something is worth when you're looking at it. Like if you ever see this kind of color, these are worth really good money. And if it's Paragon, it might be worth taking a chance on. And what I do is I just, since I can't recognize everything off the bat, but I'm getting better at it, I just flip all the teacups. And if I see a Paragon, Shelley, or Ainsley, I'll probably look it up a bit more. And I also do the ping test to make sure you'll sound thuddish if it's not good. And what I do is I take my cell phone and I put the light on. And then if there was a crack, it'll show up a lot better when you're looking at it. But Paragon's a really good one. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was Stock Ticker. Now since I've been doing it for a while, there's some things I pick up all the time. And this game is pretty good, Stock Ticker. And I paid $5 from everyone's favorite store. And there's different versions of this. So you can't just blindly grab it, but it's worth looking up as well. And this one should go for about $50 US plus shipping. Sometimes they're missing parts. And what I'll do is I'll hold on to these. I actually have another one over there, and maybe even another one. And I'll just put them together to make a complete set. Because for $5, it's worth having just for the parts. And the nice thing about these is they sell fairly well, and you'll see them quite a bit. I picked this one up this week, and I have another one there I picked up a week or two before. So there's actually a chance of them still being on the shelf. So let's see what else. Right, silver. So I wanted to talk about silver a little bit. What's interesting about silver is what I've been doing is I'll look at the spoons and the general silver, and what I'm looking for when I'm looking for silver is I'm looking for marks. So let's see if we can get that there. Hopefully focus. It might not focus. No. Okay. Oh, there it goes. For a second, you saw it. So anyways, on there is a little lion's head or a king's head, and the letter F, and a little lion. And I know from these marks that this is going to be sterling silver. Now this one here is actually quite old, and I got two of them in the same bag. And this one here, these two here are from 1821, so they're actually quite old. And hey, Julie. And the way my secret a little bit for when I'm looking for silver and silver spoons, especially bigger ones, is they have a certain look to them. So if you can see that, see how it's curved like that? That's usually a good sign. Another good sign is when they have monograms at the top. And when they're at the back, see it has that kind of bit that comes out. Those are always worth checking just to see. And the thing with silver is it's a little more flexible than something that's not silver, which is not going to be flexible. You can always also use the magnet test, but magnets will also not attach. Well, they'll not attach to silver, but they'll also not attach to other metals. So I always like looking for the marks, either the marks like I showed, or what you can do is this one here says sterling somewhere on there. It probably won't show up. But you have to be careful because this one here, this bigger spoon, see how it's the curve? It has that kind of look to it. It has, this one doesn't have a monogram, but it has the same kind of thing there. And at the back, it's the same as the other one. So they both look very similar, right? And you'll go, oh, look, there's marks. We're all good. How can I? Okay, you have to believe me again. But these marks here are not silver marks. And for a while there, when they were producing silver plate, they were actually putting marks on these spoons. And that's tricked me a few times. So, like I said, if I'm looking at the marks, these are mostly we're all going to just see the English ones here, but I will definitely look to make sure it has a line on there or something, just to make sure. And I've also picked up, you know, like all those little teaspoon bags you see at the stores. And I did pick up some sterling, these ones here, but I'm thinking of actually stopping, even looking in those bags, because the silver content in this is so low and your chance of finding it is so low, I don't think it's worth it. So like, for example, right now, the value, scrap value for silver is about $1 a gram, or United States, 80 cents a gram. And this is only 5 grams, this little guy here. And of that, it's not even pure, because for silver, it's 0.925. So even then, it's only worth like, you know, $4. And this one here was also in the bag, worth $9. And I looked at a lot of spoons to find this. And I was talking to another reseller, and he finds silver all the time. And he doesn't even bother looking at the spoons. And I think that might be, like, it might be better, you know, if you find something big, which I have found big ones before, sure, take a look. But I'm thinking the teaspoons I might stop looking at, because even when I do find it, they're not worth that much, and you take a long time going through the bloody spoons. For other silver things, like I found these ones a while ago, they're definitely worth it. But of course, there's a lot of guys looking for silver. But I do take a look. You know, I found these. And these ones here, the marks are on the side. I found these a while ago, not recently. And I actually keep this one by my desk because there's a certain look and feel to silver where it's kind of like soft and looks a little melty in a way. But honestly, when I'm at the store, I'm tricked all the time. Like, I have to look for the marks. And even with the experienced guys, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm very jealous of that. Even experienced guys at the stores who look for silver, I said, oh, look, Carl, I found this silver thing. And I say, can I look at it? And I've looked at it, and I found that it had a marking on it that was basically its plate. So even the guys who know what they're doing can be tricked, especially something called German silver, which is, I think, a combo of nickel and something else. And it really looks like silver. I also got myself this week I got myself a testing kit for silver, but it just arrived today. and it works for gold as well. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that on these little spoons because, you know, it's flexible and it says sterling, but I'm not quite sure. So I want to be able to test that stuff. And I was glad I could get that in Canada because I wasn't sure if we could get it because there's acids in it, but we were able to get it. But silver's fun. Like I love, like, you know, just the fact this is from 1821. Like that's awesome. That's a lot of fun. And like I said, if you get the big pieces, you know, you can find, and the other guys who I talked to at the thrift stores, almost every second day they're finding silver, and they'll find $150 to $200 of it. I think there's a bit of a skill involved, but they're definitely looking and finding it. So, any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Or any tips that they might have? Like I said, the magnet test I find just doesn't really work because it won't stick to so much stuff. It'll be good because if the magnet sticks to it, then you definitely know it's not silver. But I still need to find those marks. So the next thing I want to talk about, and anyone who's been in the toy aisle at Value Village has seen a ton of these things. I got it from like a metal detecting website. I think it was $50 with shipping or 45, so it wasn't cheap. But you know, you can write it off, and I'll definitely be using it just to get a better feel for all that stuff. I'm a little scared because it's acid, and I'm not the most careful person in the world. But if you find it, like, I know people buy them off eBay, but I didn't want to buy any of those testing kits where they're going to be imported into Canada because, sorry, getting used to that. Because I think since there is acids in there might be an issue of it crossing the border, and I just don't want to deal with that. So if you're in the toy aisle, you're going to see Whiz Kids, or these are actually called, well, these are Hero Clicks, actually. Very similar. And you'll see a ton of these guys. I think they're pretty cool. You know, all the superheroes, these are all Marvel, DC, you know, you get your Thors and all that. And I picked these up fairly cheap. I got a whole bag of them, and each bag was about $3 before the discount, and there were 35 in each one. So I got them for like under 10 cents each. That being said, I think this was actually a mistake buy, and I bought a lot of them. And what I've just discovered with Hero Clicks is there's actually colors, so to show the rarity. So if you see that one there, that one's white. That's a common. And this one here is green, and that's uncommon. And when I looked them up, both commons and uncommons are pretty well worthless. I'm hoping to put them in big enough lots, and maybe it'll be worth it. So in the future, if I saw all those bags, I would just look for the rare colors, and the rare colors are silver, gold, bronze, and then blue. And I just have an example here of the one or two rare ones. Where are they? So if you look at this color here, where is it? See there? Pretty sure that's bronze. And even this guy doesn't have a lot of value. I think he's only $5 or $6 by himself. But there are definitely some worth $20 or more. So if I saw a bag of these, and I saw ones that at least has some gold, bronze, or blue for the color at the bottom there, I would pick up the bag and take the chance, especially if it's only $2.99 and you get a ton of them, because then I think it's worth it. And the nice thing about this sort of thing too is because it has bronze or blue or gold doesn't mean it's valuable. It just means it's more rare. And I think that's a really good opportunity for resellers, because if we know that those toys, we have especially if we know a few of the ones that are actually worth good money, we can cherry pick just the good ones, and other people won't necessarily know which are the good ones, so they'll buy none of them. And so they might actually still be there. And like for me, for a lot of the stuff I'm looking for, I really like this stuff. All that's obviously still there and not long gone. So, and this is all stuff I picked up in the last couple of weeks. So the next thing I wanted to show was camera lenses. And I've done really well with camera lenses, but you have to look them up. And it helps to know a bit about them because a lot of them are worthless and a lot of them are very valuable and they look exactly the same. So this is an Olympus. And I got this one for $7, paid up. And what I do is I just do some very basic testing with these things. So with these at the back, there's these little levers here. Let's see, one of them does it there. So what you can do, see how it brings the aperture in, and then when I let go, it quickly springs back. And you might have to adjust it because when you focus it, the aperture either will get bigger like this or smaller. And I have picked up lenses before and bought them. And then I got them home and tested them because why test before you buy? And it's a sticky one. So it kind of like it doesn't spring back. And so it has no real value. The other thing to watch out for is sometimes I see them with bumps around the edges, not very often, but that can be there. And you're going to look for sometimes they're foggy or they actually have mold. And I don't think I've actually seen that. I think I saw foggy once. And the way I sell them is I say, that's the only testing I did. If there's any issues, return the lens. And out of the 10 or 12 or 15, whatever I've sold now, lenses, I've had no returns and no issues. So I think people are fairly honest with it when it comes to this stuff. And because these things can be worth good money, like this one here. Okay. So when I looked up values for this one, it went from 20 to 350 US. Now, this is not the best condition, and each little thing there can make a huge difference. So like the 35 millimeter, you make sure you put that in. The 2.8, you want to put that in there. You want to put all that information in there because just for one or two differences can make a difference between $50 and $300 or has no value. I find the ones that are zoom probably are often not worth it, but I might still check them out. And I've made a lot of good money on lenses, and a lot of people don't want to touch them. Let's see what else. The other thing too is when you forgot to mention this. When you are testing the lens, what you want to do is you want to move the focus in and out. You want to listen. And if it sounds gritty, there's a good chance they used it on the beach and it's screwed up. People don't like to have it gritty. It should sound smooth. So I do check that as well. And I have heard gritty ones before and left them behind. If it doesn't have the front lens case, it's not the end of the world. It's really good when they have it. Sometimes they'll even have the back one. I have sold them without the front as well, or I have some spares for that got off bad lenses. Let's see, what else? So a lot of the stuff I picked up this last couple of weeks were bread and butter. And I just wanted to show some of the easier ones. So this is a calculator, obviously, the TI 83 Plus. The one that everyone looks for is the TI 84 Plus, which I honestly haven't seen in quite a long time. And see, this one I actually made a mistake on. I look at it. So for these, you want to make sure that they have the battery backing, because sometimes those are missing. And what is missing from this one? Oh, and this one too. Oh no, there's a plate that goes on the front. But these don't sell for a ton of money, but they're easy. So this one here will sell for about 25 US plus shipping, 20 or 25. And you can usually find these on a regular basis. And the nice thing about this is they're easy to test, easy to store, and really easy to ship, and there's demand for them. So I will pick these up if they're cheap enough. It's funny because like with Value Village, you never know what they're going to ask. Like this one here was $5. Unpin the comics so we can see. Oh. There you go. Should probably put this lower, right? There you go. So, yeah, I'll pick these up. And calculators in general are actually a really good bolo. I found one the other week worth over $300. And another piece of advice I would say is show. Maybe I should sit up. Is that better? Love selling lenses, Olympus. Yeah, Olympus is good. I look up most of them actually now because I'm not 100% sure which ones are good. The other thing I was going to say is for that one, I had to pay $4.99 just for the calculator, and this one was $3.99. It included crap. And it's really tempting sometimes to keep the crap. But now I have a little paper, one of the Value Village bags next to me. And what I'll do is I'll just put this is just staples. I got a trillion staples. I'll put it right into the recycle bag. Otherwise, it goes into my inventory or gets put somewhere, and it has no value. It's better just to kind of get rid of it and turn it into a coupon. So what else? So Chris knows this one well. I picked this one up from I think it was the Mission thrift store. Just some tapes. Tapes are really good for the same reasons, that they're easy to ship, easy to store, easy to value, and there's demand as long as you price them right. These ones here should sell for about 15 to 20 with free shipping. So I wouldn't sell these by themselves because you're not going to get enough money to make it worth it. But what I do is I collect huge lots, and then I'll put these with the other lot. And I'm trying to decide how much I actually want to sell things for, because I'm trying to get my average sale price up. So I'm hoping to get 20 or 30, as a lot, at least, to make it worth it. And like these ones here are not audio tapes. They're just for camcorders. And usually I pick up audio tapes. And I see them all the time as well. But you have to be a little careful because there's a lot of valueless ones. So the next thing I wanted to show, and I know I've talked about this before, is remotes. And I think remotes are amazing because they're still around when you get to the store. A lot of people don't want to touch them, and they're really easy to test. Actually, I could probably show on the camera. Here. All I do to test them, they will have corrosion sometimes in the battery area, but I clean that out with rubbing alcohol, and it works. And honestly, 99% of the time they work. You only have to make sure that it actually has the back case. Let's see if this works. No, it's not showing it. But if I went through my camera on my lens, you can actually see a little purple light. And so it's working. That's why I say when I've tested it. And this one here sells for about 30 to 35 US plus shipping. And I paid like $2.99 for this. Now, it's a bit of a pain to sell remotes, and that you have to look at look up the model numbers. I need to get a new camera. This one sucks. There it goes. Oh, there goes for second. I will not look up RCA, and I will not look up Sharp because I never find they have value. But LG is good. Yamaha, some Sonys are good. And I haven't figured out the trick yet to know if something is really good or not. But it's just one of those things that people leave there. So this one here, and this is probably as low as I go. So this one here, $2.99 for that, Panasonic. This one sells for about 20 US with free shipping, and it cost me about $5 American to ship it. So this one will be 15 American plus shipping, and I pay $2.99. So I'll make about 15 Canadian off of that, and that's probably like the amount I want to at least get. But because you're spending so little time in listing and shipping, and it's easy to figure out the price, your amount of time invested is really low. So even though you're only making $15, you're putting maximum 15 minutes into it. So, that's like $60 an hour on remotes. And this is all stuff I found in the last couple of weeks. Also, Harmony remotes can be really valuable too and worth picking up. I'm not sure how much this one is worth. Let's see, what else do I have? Right, so a couple more things. I wanted to talk about taking chances. And what I've been doing is like, when you go to the stores, there's only certain of the aisles that you go down, and I'm guilty of that too. And if you're not careful, you'll get into a pattern of just checking the same ones and not expanding your knowledge. So what I've been doing is going down that aisle that has all the, the little figurines and stuff like that in the baggies. And the longer you've been doing this, the more you get a feel for something that might be good. So I saw this guy here, and it just looked like it was quality, and it had good weight, and it was like $2.99 or $3.99. And so I bought this actually without even knowing what it is, because I don't know, I figured it was worth the money no matter what, and I kind of liked it myself. And when I got home, I found out, I think I used Google Lens, and this one sells for about, it was a wide range from about 40 to 100 US that this one sold for. Here's the mistake I made. And, mistakes are part of learning too, is it's missing a piece. So this thing here, there should be one there for winding it. I don't have it. And so I can't even test it. So that sucks. But, that's the way it is. I'll probably hold on to it and just stare at it. So, but my point being, you should definitely take chances on stuff, especially when you get a feel for if it's going to be, probably has a good chance of being quality or not. And when you go down those other aisles that you normally don't go down, it'll kind of force you to kind of expand what you're doing. Otherwise, I don't know about anyone else, but I just do the same thing over and over and over again. And, there's always more and more competition. And there's nothing worse than getting to the store and not finding anything. And I found good things in that little figurine aisle that I didn't know anything about. So in the toy aisle, if things are cheap, I'll pick them up. So if you ever see the toys that have the square bases, and you'll get a feeling for the older toys when you see them. And usually they're not asking that much for the whole bag. I think this was $2.99 or $3.99 for a big bag of them. These ones have no value, or very little value. I think I have about 8 of them, and they might sell for about 20, which was still worth it, but not like a lot of money. But you'll find weird things in there, and I don't know if anyone knows what this is. I have no idea what this is. It's made by Disney, though. It says Walt Disney Productions. And there was a green one and a red one. And they have like feet and hands and these weird ass faces. I have no idea what these are. If they didn't say Disney on them, I probably would have just trashed them. So if anyone has any idea what those are, let me know. I'm wondering if they're game pieces, but I used Google Lens and it didn't help me at all. Just a couple more things and then I'm done. So for the label printers, this one didn't come with any plugs. Usually I leave stuff behind now. But this guy here, I can't remember how much he's worth. He's worth like, I think 50 American or plus, maybe even more. And what I want to do is just get another cord for this and give it a little test, of course. For the cheaper versions of these, I don't pick them up. But since this one was different, it has the double there. And I think the 450s are a little better. They're worth picking up. I don't see them very often, though. And of course, toner. You should always check the toner at least. What you want to do is you want to make sure it's still sealed, because sometimes they get unsealed. And if they're unsealed, open box, personally, I don't touch them. Maybe I should change my mind on that. And this one here, I forget how much it's worth. I think it's worth quite a bit, though. 40 to 50 American plus shipping. And this is pretty big. So, and I sell a lot of toner, and I'll just have it sit, and eventually someone will buy it. I also find that there's a lot of, I guess, drop shippers, or actually, I send a lot of them to ink stores. So I think they just troll eBay looking for stock. And I had no problems selling to them. Usually they always say the same thing, make sure that it's in good condition when you send in and stuff like that. But I've never had a problem with them. And one final thing. Walkmans. Found this one today. I think it's worth about 30 or 35 if it works. For Walkmans, I only take the chance now if they're worth a little bit more, because I would say about a third of them don't work. And the other thing for Walkmans is make sure it has the battery backing, and it's really nice that it has the clip. And Sony are always really good. So that's it. I hope that helped. Just showed like none of these were home runs this last couple of weeks, but a lot of, $20, $50, $60. And so if I list them, which I should do, then hopefully I'll have some good money coming in. Anyways, that's it. Thanks a lot, everyone. Hope it was good. Okay, bye.